Hey, it's Nick and Leonidas and Griffin with the Driscoll's Happy Home Team. And you probably heard about the federal funds rate being hiked way into the sky. And it has you been spinning around trying to wonder which way is up and what to make sense of all this information that's out there. And so big thing is that the federal funds rate does not directly control mortgage rates at all. I mean, it does have big impacts on the economy, which impacts how the money flows, but it's not like they raise rates 3/4 of a point, and all of a sudden now your mortgage rate goes up 3/4 of a point, which is sometimes what people think. So, but the big thing is that they've also changed the way that they've controlled the flow of capital into the market right now. So when COVID first emerged back in March of 2020, they started buying $120 billion a month worth of mortgage-backed securities and U.S. Treasuries, and they stopped doing that in March of this year, and then following that they increased the funds rate by 3/4 of a point 3 different times, and it's now at the highest level it's been since 2008. And so they're basically trying to keep inflation under control is their main job as that central bank, which does not directly impact those mortgage rates. So mortgage rates right now are at 6.29%. You can still get them down into the fives. The kind of the catchy phrase we're saying is marry the home and date the rate. He's fine. Because that way you can get your home locked in while homes are still negotiable. Sellers are being favorable to concessions at this moment. The prices have went from $1 million peak back in May, and now they've come back to 900,000, and they're pretty much testing that floor of support at 900K. So they're still above last year's peak at 875. Average time on market right now is 22 days, and Seattle ranked number 2 for remote work. So the only place that was higher was Washington, D.C. So, and nationwide, so it's about 46% of people in Seattle work remotely. Nationwide, it's only 18%. So it's really interesting trying to keep an eye on what the dynamics of work will look like locally here and what that'll do to real estate. So if you have any questions, also make sure to watch our home buyer class this coming September 28th at 7 p.m. How to buy a home in today's market. It's a free virtual class from 7 to 8. So feel free to call, text, visit us online, happyhometeam.com.